No two people approach the art of selling the same way. In fact, there are about as many styles, techniques, and methods used by minority suppliers as there are by non-minority suppliers. Some are successful and some are not. It's only human that we are a bit anxious during our first meeting with anyone. Add to that anxiety the fact that we are all inhibited with stereotypical assumptions, and this doesn't help matters at all. It is at this crucial point where most of the uncertainty exists and where the air needs to be cleared so the two sides can get down to business. But if we're to seal a successful partnership, we have to first be able to identify the obstacles to doing business and offer realistic solutions to removing them. The three scenes you're about to see are of minority business entrepreneurs, MBEs, meeting corporate buyers from recreated experiences. Company names are, of course, fictitious. Now, the value of this production will be measured to the extent that you can relate to the role of the salesman or the buyer. Put yourself there. Try to live along each situation as it develops. You'll be asked to take notes and to discuss your observations after each role-playing situation. Now, this workshop is meant as a challenge. It's hoped that by discussing your observations of effective and ineffective techniques by either the buyer or the seller, you'll be able to consider where your behavior can be modified to be even more effective for yourself.
Hi, Doc. I'm Nichols from Monroe Industrial Sign.
Doug Marr.
Your secretary told me you had several appointments close together, so I rushed over a little early. We always try to help our folks stay on schedule.
Monroe Industrial Sign?
That's right, Monroe. We make signs, labels, and tags for a variety of industries, and we'd like to do business with you.
We don't buy many signs.
Come on, you gotta be kidding. Acme Manufacturing has gotta be the largest firm in the area.
Sure, we're the largest, but that still doesn't mean we buy many signs.
Well, I see your sharp-looking trucks all over town, and that's good. No business sign is a sign of no business.
We only have to have the signs painted on the new trucks that we buy, and we're not buying very many of those these days.
We can paint those trucks for you in our plant or in your shop.
You can paint our trucks in our shop and still do a quality job?
Yes, we can.
Sit down for a minute.
Mind if I?
Sure.
That's just one of the many little perks you get with our service. We want to service your needs.
Well, we have a sign painter we've been with for years. John does a good job.
Look, Doc, as a professional buyer, you've got to be under a lot of pressure with management on your back to find better quality and to lower your costs. At Monroe, we'll give you a quality sign when and where you need it, and at a competitive price. To top it off, our service is excellent. We do what other companies can't.
Like what?
Well, to start off with,
Let me be honest with you. You'd be a new vendor, and the last time I tried a new vendor, I had 3 extra hours of paperwork to do. The material never was shipped.
I'm sorry to hear that you had problems with that vendor, but you'll find with small business and minority businesses that some are better than others.
Well, I knew that Monroe was a small business, but are you also saying that Monroe is a minority firm?
Yes, we are. We've been in business for 3 years, and each year our sales have doubled. And among our customers are Davis Construction, DC Cab, and Jones, right across the street.
Jones?
Please, give them a call and ask about us. Sometimes our new accounts will start us off with a small order, and we were hoping that you'd consider doing the same to give us a chance to prove our capability. That's a quantity discount sheet, and you can see from it that we want your business.
There just aren't enough hours in the day. New vendors mean additional paperwork. And on top of it all, our entire billing system is being changed out. The software company is putting us through so much red tape, we'll be offline for a month.
What company are you with?
We've been with Digicomp for over a year now.
Really? I know the supervisor of operations there. We designed the labels for their new filing system, and our sons are in the Scouts together. I'll give her a call when I get back to my office, and I'll call you as soon as I talk to her. She can help you cut through that red tape, no question about it.
If you can do that, it would certainly take a load off my mind and this desk.
We want to make your job easier. Check out our track record with the clients listed in the brochure that I've given you. If we've done a good job for them, then it stands to reason that we'll do a good job for you.
Well, you've certainly made your point.
We have low overhead, and we can produce for less. And we pass this savings right along to our customers. And with companies like yours that have a policy of doing business with minority firms, we give you a chance to spend some of those minority dollars. It's really a practical way of doing business.
Well, I'll have to think about it. Right now, we're set.
Incidentally, I read in the journal where Acme is entering into a new product line. You'll no doubt be buying trucks. Give us a chance to bid on the signs.
Look, I have to go to a meeting. Here's my card. Why don't you call me in 2 weeks?
Okay, I will. And I'll get back in touch with you as soon as I reach my contact at Digicom.
Well, I'd appreciate that.
Thank you. Hello, Doug.
Hello.
This is Nick from Monroe. I got a hold of my contact over at Digicom, and someone should be contacting you sometime this week. And they think your system should be up by the end of next week.
You were right. One of her people already called and set up an appointment with us. I can already begin to see the piles of paper disappearing from my desk.
That's great. That's what we want to do. Then you'll have room for a Monroe sign to put on it.
I guess so.
We just want to do business with you, Doug. It's as simple as that.
Well, you must be Kevin Johnson from Apex Office Supply. You know, I had time for another cup of coffee. Wasn't our appointment for 9:30?
Well, Bill, if I'd have known you were so far out of town, I wouldn't have tried walking.
Right.
No, really, though. My previous appointment ran a little late, and I didn't know whether to call or not, so I figured I'd just hurry here afterwards.
Well, from your card, it looks like Apex does everything but wash windows.
Well, we do have...
Not serious. That's one thing we don't need. But our 6 locations do use every kind of office supply imaginable. So what does Apex offer?
Well, we have a... Seems like I left my last brochure with my last appointment. But anything you need, we can get it.
Well, you know, it's been my experience that to be able to carry everything and still remain competitive, you've got to have accounts with a lot of different manufacturers. And I thought most manufacturers were selling only to area distributors. Are you set up as a distributor?
Yes, we are. In fact, the only thing we're not carrying now is the information. But we handle all the lines.
Look, let me be straight with you. You're in a very competitive business. Excuse me. Yes, Denise?
Boss wants you to come down to the receiving dock right away.
Okay, I'll be right there, thanks. Kevin, excuse me, I've got to go see the boss. I'll be just a minute.
Okay, Kevin. Let's see how you're going to get out of this one. Well, how could I come so unprepared? I didn't bring anything. All I wanted was to get the order. Secretary. Secretary should have had all this prepared for me. What am I going to tell him when he comes back?
How do you like that? An order that was due next week just came in. Boss didn't know what to do with it. I guess there's something to that saying about the early bird, isn't there? Yeah, well, look, like I was saying, you're in a very competitive business. You know, I'm always looking for a new source, but I need suppliers that I can depend on.
You see, Bill, my secretary should have had I should have made sure that my secretary had enough information prepared for you. I'm just going to have to start bringing enough information for all my appointments.
Yeah, we're still going to have to see if we can match just what you carry with the lines our people like to use. My secretary mentioned that when you called, you said John from the Minority Purchasing Council suggested you contact me. How do you know John?
Well, as a matter of fact, Apex is an MBE.
Okay.
John and I have been doing business for about 2 years.
I didn't know that. Well, John's an old friend of mine. He's a good man, isn't he?
No question.
Does Apex have a warehouse and an updated inventory of items that you stock?
Yes, we do. And we have a complete inventory, and we have our own trucks to deliver to you.
Great.
As a matter of fact, it's last year's. We've added to it.
What?
I'll have to just get you a current.
Well, that's all right. Look, we run a tight ship here, and we expect everybody we buy from to do the same. You know, our only problem is that our people don't always know what they need until they're out of it. And then there's a panic. And that's why I said earlier, I need suppliers that I can rely on.
You know, we could put you on our computer tracking system.
No. To start with, we need to zero in on just what you carry. I think we need another meeting. Let's do this. Can you bring some line and product information, the items you carry, to another meeting?
Sure, I'd be glad to.
In fact, I'll arrange it so we can sit down with our office supervisors. Then we can see if we can match the items you carry with lines our people like to use or might want to try. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me. As a matter of fact, I think I can have some information within a couple of days.
All right, but please be prepared. Now, you represent another source for me. You're going to have to be able to give our people what they need, when they need it, and at a competitive price.
No problem.
Okay. Once we can match your items with our needs, put together a list and send you an RFQ. In fact, we'll look something like this. List the items we're interested in purchasing and our consumption figures for a 90-day period. And that's an important point, Kevin. If you're going to be a supplier for us, you're going to have to stock those items. We can't afford to wait until you get them from a warehouse.
Well, if we have your 90-day consumption figures, we should be able to stay out of trouble.
Okay, I'll tell you what. After I receive your quote, and if it's in line, come out to your place and we'll discuss it in person. I want to take a look at your warehouse. You know, I've got to be sure that you can meet our needs. You can't afford to buy into any kind of an organizational problem, especially if there's something that I can do to help avoid it. Tell you what, if you don't mind, why don't I bring along our storeroom superintendent? He's a genius on warehouse operation.
It's fine with me. You know, we don't have many shipping problems, but they do occur. But unfortunately, when they do, it's the customer that always tells us first.
Well, that would be me.
Be nice to avoid it before it actually occurs, though.
I agree. Okay, let's review what we've discussed. You're going to put together some line and product information, and we'll meet here again, let's say, how does Thursday the 19th sound?
19th, okay, around 10 a.m.?
That sounds fine. Okay, but please be prompt. I'll have everyone assembled to take a look at what you offer. Then I'll put together an RFQ, give you 10 days to quote. If all goes well after that, I'll call and schedule a visit, and you and I can talk about your price structure while our superintendent takes a look at your warehouse, okay?
Sounds good to me.
I hope this works out.
You and me both.
Now, like I said, I'm always looking for another source. If you can give me the quality, the price, and the service I need, and if we can match your items with our needs, well, you've got an account. And I'll recommend Apex to other companies that are looking for high-performance MBEs.
Well, we can't go anywhere but up from here.
You got it. Thanks, Kevin. I'll see you on Thursday.
10 o'clock.
He's in such a hurry, I can't believe he just doesn't barge in here.
Hi, Lou. Thanks for squeezing
Hi,
me in.
Fred, how are you? Hey, you got here so fast, I didn't even have a chance to say no.
But I need to see you on a couple of your orders. I've got some good news and I've got some bad news.
Listen, Fred, I just had lunch. Give me the good news first.
Not very daring today, huh?
Not really.
Well, Lou, on the knitting mill order,
Yeah.
the factory has just advised us of some quantity discounts, and the management has elected to pass it on to you. You'll receive a letter along with our invoice explaining our 2% discount. But Lou, the letter can't begin to express how much we appreciate your business.
Boy, that's great news. And it's really unusual today to be getting money back on a purchase order. My boss is really going to be pleased with that news.
Yeah, your boss will be happy about the good news, Lou, but I'm not so sure he'll be happy about the bad news.
That's right. You have some bad news for me, too, don't you?
Yes, Lou, on the Anderson project, the light fixtures, I've just been notified by the factory today that the ship date has slipped, which means...
Fred, you know better than anybody, I cannot accept a delivery slip on that job. For us, that job is a bonus penalty job, and I told you that going in, and I went over and over that before I gave you the order, and you promised me that delivery.
I know, Lou. I know I promised based on what the factory told me.
Well, what's their problem?
I don't know. It's something to do with scheduling and backlog.
Schedules? I'll show you schedules. That schedule on the wall there says that the field needs those fixtures in 5 weeks, and I expect that you damn well will get them there.
Look, Lou, I'm on your side. We're in this together. The factory just advised me of this problem today. That's why I rushed right over here to discuss it with you.
Yeah, you're the guy with good news and bad news.
Look, Lou, I've got a copy of the factory quote to back up my bid to you. It's just that the factory's just backed up. They're working 3 shifts up there. The men have even allowed their vacations to slip in order to make bonuses on the last 2 big orders.
Big orders? For us, this is a big order. I fully intend that this company's going to make that bonus. I expect those fixtures to be there.
All right, I know, but they're just backed up. They're working 3 shifts. The men are just burned up. They're beginning to make dumb mistakes.
Now, wait a minute. Whose side are you on anyhow? You're making excuses for them. I thought we were in this thing together.
Look, Lou, I don't want your project to slip. But on the other hand, I don't want you having to go back and forth replacing fixtures.
I think you have a point there. I really don't want them shipping junk fixtures to the site. What do you suggest we do?
Now we're getting somewhere. I have a couple suggestions. First, you and I will send a telex to the plant manager up at the factory explaining his quote and also impressing upon him the importance of the ship date commitment. Secondly, Lou, I think it'd be good if your manager could follow up with a telephone call.
Those are good ideas, and I got no problem supporting you on those. Get me a copy of their quote, and I'll get things rolling from this end. There's one other thing we could be doing. Why don't you get some prices on some alternate design fixtures? That way, if we get in a real schedule crunch, what I'll do is I'll approach the building owner and see if he might approve a product substitution.
That's a good idea, Lou. I've got a guy who can get us some alternatives in the next couple of days. But you know, I've got another idea. And I only suggest this because time is critical here. And that is that we subcontract the installation of the fixtures with another manufacturer. I only say so, Lou, because time is critical. And the fact that you really are sold on the light fixtures you now have on order.
Yeah, but the problem with that approach is with all those thumbs in the pie, the warranty's all muddy and you don't know where you stand. I think we should stay away from that approach. In fact, I wish we would have stayed away from these fixtures, period. But hindsight's always 20/20, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Lou, you got what the owner wanted, a good fixture. The only problem we ran into was that demand exceeded supply. But what's more important is that we've been able to put together a 3-point plan. And if we work together, we can solve the problem. I'll fax a copy of the factory quote and a telex of the draft to you within hours. Let's get together in 3 days to review our problem and to discuss the results which we come up with.
That's good.
Again, I'm sorry for this problem. I appreciate your help. And now I think we have a better understanding.
Let me apologize, Fred, for blowing up earlier. I overreacted. You really did do the right thing by coming over here quickly and letting me know about this problem and getting it out where we both can deal with it and solve it together. Thanks again, Fred.
Thank you, Lou. Hi, Lou. This is Fred.
Hi, Fred. How are you?
Great. Hey, Lou, your letter requesting replacement of your order for the original fixtures with an order for alternate model 810, same quantity, was accepted.
Good.
The factory has that model in stock, so we can have them on the job in 10 days.
Hey, that's great. And as soon as you get them there, we'll install them. Okay, what I'm going to have to do to cover the paperwork is I'm going to have to cancel our order for the original fixtures.
That's good.
And give you a confirming purchase order for this alternate design fixtures. And furthermore, when you're dealing with that factory, don't you pay any cancellation charges. They were the people that couldn't support the delivery.
That's for sure.
We need to do well.
We've just seen a variety of situations, professional styles, and methods. What significant conclusions can you draw from these clips that will affect your posture in similar settings? Here are just some of our observations. Preparation. First impressions are the most lasting. Don't wait for success just to happen. Develop a specific sales strategy to be prepared for that all-important first encounter. Product knowledge and knowledge of competition. Do your homework on your product. Research the product, the industry, the cost of the product. Present cost on what you actually can charge that provides a reasonable return for your investment and is competitive against your competition. Awareness of client corporation's product. You simply must know your client's industry, its product lines, its position in the industry, and those all-important internal purchasing policies and procedures. Personal comfort level. Get to know the person and not the position. The less formal you are, the more opportunity there will be for an informal, more personal relationship with the buyer. Buyers purchase from people, not just companies. Do you fully understand and endorse your role and the company's goals in the MBE program? To simply inform the supplier that he or she is unacceptable is itself unacceptable. You are either a part of the solution or you are a part of the problem. Take an affirmative, not a passive role in forming the partnership. Remember, partnerships mean two. Have you evaluated the potential value of the supplier as part of your vendor base? Don't be deficient in your basic professional judgment because of your desire to be fair. Assure the success of the supplier and at the same time enhance your company's mission by using his product or service on a competitive level. Is this a qualified, qualifiable, or unqualified supplier? This simply means have you fully and fairly evaluated the supplier's capability to deliver? Have you developed a personal comfort level with the supplier that will enhance the prospect for the partnership? Get to know your supplier. Develop a level of personal comfort about his capabilities. This is the only way you'll have confidence in doing business with this supplier.